And thanks a lot to be there with us today for a new Campus France live session dedicated to higher education in France. Today we are going to discover one of the top 10 business schools, TBS Education, with 4 campuses, Toulouse, Barcelona, Casablanca and Paris. To discover the school and talk about it, I'm very pleased to welcome Anne Rivière. Hello.
Hello.
You're the director of the TBS Master in Management and Master of Science programs. We're also with Jessica Chagnard. Hello.
Hi.
Head of International Project. We're also with Aditya Kambalagade. Hello.
Hello.
You're a student at TBS Education. And we're with Kevin Carillo. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Fine. Thanks a lot to be there with us. You're head of MSc Big Data Marketing and Management. And Chris Chung. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Alumni in Communication, Marketing and Management. You can begin to ask all the questions that you have about TBS Education, and we're going to discover and to know more about the different programs that you have. First of all, Anne, can you introduce yourself in a few words?
So I'm Anne Rivière. I took the responsibility of the program Master in Management almost 3 years ago. Before that, I started my career as an auditor at a big international audit firm called EY that you might know. So I worked in Paris, I worked in Moscow, again in Paris. I also worked in a branch of Vivendi Universal, the communication company. And then I decided to move into the academic world. So I did my PhD, I moved to Toulouse, and I was lucky to join TBS Education. So I used to be a teacher. I was head of department, also head of a research group before having the pleasure to manage the whole program.
Jessica, same question for you. Can you introduce yourself in a few words?
Yeah, so Jessica Chagnard. I've been working in higher education for just over 10 years, always with international students. I myself am a product of international education. I'm originally from the US, but I've been in France now for nearly 15 years. I started on the TBS Education Paris campus, and then I moved to Toulouse, where I now oversee the International Student Office, European financing for international projects, and the international short programs such as the summer school, winter school, and the tailor-made seminars for our client partners.
Adi, some question for you. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from India. I'm a mechanical engineer. I did my engineering in India in Mangalore, and then I moved to TBS Education for my PG. It's a program Grande École, where now I'm in my master's, where I'm doing my specialization in aerospace, and I'm in alternals as well. I'm working in a company called Air Cost Control.
Kevin, some question for you in a few words. What you do at TBS?
Yeah, so I've been a professor at TBS Education for about 10 years. So I'm specialized both in teaching and research in data science and AI. So I'm the director of the Master of Science in Big Data Marketing and Management, but I'm also the head of the Center of Excellence in Business Analytics and Artificial Intelligence.
And you, Chris, can you tell us a few words about your background?
Hello, I'm Chris. I'm from Taiwan, and I've lived in France for nearly 5 years. And I graduated from TBS Marketing, Communication, and Management since 2021. And I've worked in different industries, and I found it really interesting to live in France as an international profile.
Thanks a lot for all this introduction. To know more and to get to know more TBS Education, we're going to watch a little video. We will be back just after that.
Making decisions about where to study is never easy. Sometimes you just want to cut through the noise. Modern business is about making the right choices at the right time. And then a chance comes along. And when a chance to study at one of Europe's best business schools comes along, you take it. Toulouse Business School has campuses in Paris, Casablanca, Barcelona, and Toulouse, with locations that put our students at the heart of city life. Our academic focus is triple accredited and harnesses the best of modern business study, driven by our world-leading faculty of staff. A range of courses gives you incredible flexibility to build the expertise you need to become who you want to be in the modern business world. With the support of those who've gone before you. Become a part of a community that extends across the world. With a dedicated department to provide international students with practical assistance. And experience life in different countries, cultures, and with different perspectives. When a chance comes along, take it.
And can you give us maybe more detail about TBS Education? As I said earlier, you have 4 different campuses.
Yes, so the original campus is in Toulouse, and we will be very happy this year to have a special birthday because the school and the program are going to celebrate their 120 years of existence in Toulouse. And then we have also a campus in Barcelona, a brand new campus that we opened last September. And I was there last week, and students were really so happy about this whole working and studying environment. One in Paris, in the heart of Paris, and the fourth one is in Casablanca.
And Kevin, maybe can you explain what makes for you TBS Education an international institution?
Yeah, international, and there's different perspectives. Obviously, from the student perspective, it's a very international student crowd. We're recruiting a lot of international students, and it is especially the case, for example, in our Master of Science programs. But we also have a very international team of amazing academic professors. So coming from a wide range of countries and having done their PhD in a lot of very prestigious international institutions, and also international because even professors, we are also researchers. So we do take part to international events, and we publish papers in prestigious international scientific journals.
And maybe there is something really interesting. It's the business accreditations that you have. Jessica, what are the different accreditations offered by TBS Education or owned by TBS Education? And why are they important for the students?
Yes, so there are 3 international business accreditations, AACSB, EQUIS, and AMBA. For TBS Education, these are really a sign, a way to level the playing field, understand what's going on, understand how to rank TBS amongst the international business community. It also is a community of peer learning, so we're able to learn from top universities around the world who also focus on business and management degrees. When we talk about pedagogical innovation, we're able to share best practices. So it's really about being part of the community, but also having a seal, a label, an identification for students so they know what type of school they are joining. TBS Education, we got the triple accreditation in 2003, and it's something that has to be maintained on a 5-year basis. So it also shows that we're really inside of the continuous improvement. So we ask ourselves on a daily basis, what are we doing? Do we do it well? How can we make it better? And in addition to the 3 international accreditations, we have to talk about the Campus France label. So TBS also has received the label Bienvenue en France, Welcome to France. And this label is a seal of approval as well of how we're able to welcome, integrate, and accompany the international student community to really ensure that they have an excellent student experience.
Adi, you had a background in India where you studied and were working as an engineer. Why did you decide to choose France and to choose TBS Education to pursue your study?
Well, right from beginning, I always wanted to, have my career in aerospace. And well, what other place could it be in the world? Like, it's the aviation capital, Toulouse. All the big companies are here in Toulouse. And so I thought maybe Toulouse is the place that I really want to be looking forward to grow my career. And then I heard about TBS, and to be very specific, why I chose this course. It's the only course in Europe that gives me a Master MSc in Aerospace Management, where I can utilize both my technical skills and my management skills. Well, putting it together, it's going to be a great combination, and that's when I decided that TBS is going to be the school that I'm going to choose in.
And you, Chris, that wasn't for the Aerospatial because you're studying communication, marketing, and management. Why TBS and why France?
Well, the reason I choose France is because it's in Europe and it's really accessible to other countries, first of all. So for traveling reason, that's the best place in the world. And the second reason is actually there's a lot of welfares in France. It's very friendly to students. It's literally equal to everybody. And also Toulouse Business School, TBS Education now. I choose Toulouse because I wanted to learn French because it's in the southern part of France and people over there speak French only. So it forced me to use the language and learn another language. And also because of the good reputation and Toulouse Business School, TBS Education is part of the Garonne ecosystem. So with a good reputation, there's a very prosperous future after graduation. So that's the reason that I choose France and Toulouse and TBS Education.
And more generally, what are the different key reasons for students to choose a Master in Management and to choose to do it at TBS Education?
So I think the first point is the one Jessica mentioned, the triple accreditation. And of course, we have also the accreditation of the French Ministry of Higher Education. So it's the recognition of the academic excellence. Kevin talked before about the international faculty members, and we are lucky to have very engaged professors in the program. So I think it's important for the students' experience and for all the innovation that we put in place in the classroom to be in a place where faculty members are really engaged and are really using their research to put some new knowledge into the various specializations we have. Because we mentioned aerospace, of course. We mentioned big data and artificial intelligence with Kevin, marketing and communication, but also we have the students have the possibility to specialize in finance, in sustainable management, in entrepreneurship, in innovation, management, supply chain. We have a whole bunch of various specializations that students can choose for their last year with us, so for their Master of Sciences. And of course, the program starts with the fundamentals in management so that everybody is on the same pace, and then we help the students to build their own career path.
If we make a focus about the structure of the program, how does it work? It's a 2 years program and you have the fundamental first and then you specialize. Is it 2 years or more?
Yeah, the Master in Management program is a 2-year program. So basically the first semester of the Master 1 is like the fundamentals for everyone, and then the students can start choosing their first specialization. So they can choose between, I don't know, audit, consulting, finance, international business, and so on and so forth. Then for the second semester, they can choose to move to one. For example, they start in Toulouse, then they go to Barcelona, and if they do that, they have various specialization in Barcelona for their semesters, like digital transformation or big data or sustainable management that we opened this year, and we have like more than 50 students that chose this specific semester. But they can also, if they are Master in Management program, they can also move elsewhere. And then the second year of the Master in Management is designed as a Master of Science. So the Master in Management students, they have a double degree, MIM and MSc, but also we have international students joining us for the last year, so for the Master of Sciences. And Master of Science, we have more than 20 different specializations, full English. Since Kevin said we have more than 50, I think like 54% of our faculty members who are international, and most of the French teachers are also able, of course, to do teaching in English. So it's a very wide range of opportunities, and really I think we are very keen on supporting our students to really find what they will enjoy and what will be their own path. It's something that is very important to all the teams, I think.
And what is really interesting, Jessica, is that even if you're located, if you decide to be located in France, you can have, as an international student, other international opportunities to discover and to know more and to get to know more around the world.
Yes, international opportunities at TBS Education is one of the, I would say, pillars of the pedagogical program. The academic curriculum within the Master in Management program has really, let's say, 5 pathways for international exposure. So the intercampus, they can choose to go abroad to the Casablanca, Paris, Barcelona campuses if they're from Toulouse, but the intercampus works on a multi-layer approach. There's also, let's say, applied mobility. So students, they can take the M1 semester where they're going to get all the fundamentals, and then they can apply these fundamentals to a gap year. And then when they return from their gap year, they can actually go abroad to any one of our 230 university partners worldwide. We have a double degree program, which is quite strong, an international double degree program. So students who either want to have a degree from another European or international university can do the double degree. Sometimes they're able to find an offering that's not offered here at TBS Education that complements what they've learned. We also have an excellence double degree program. So this is going to be an MBA program within the US, within the UK, and with other selected partners worldwide. And lastly, for students who decide not to be mobile, who want to really stay in Toulouse and benefit from the local campuses, they can find international exposure with the International Electives module. So this is part of the academic curriculum in the M1 second semester program. And we invite visiting professors from around the world to come and teach on trending topics linked to business and management, and this really does foster the international awareness and openness of the student community.
Kevin, you're a professor at TBS. Can you maybe talk a little bit about the pedagogy that you have? How do you work concretely with your students? Is it like really theoretical? Is there more practical? How does it work? What is the balance between practical and theoretical classes, Kevin?
First of all, pedagogical innovation is at the very center of the strategy of the school. So we are really motivated to try to try and implement new ways to teach, and especially in this evolving technological world, we actually have nowadays the generative AI / ChatGPT events that is actually challenging the way we teach. So we, on the other end, being a business school, it's impossible to train future managers only with theoretical knowledge with PowerPoint slides. We have to be very practical. We are very interconnected to the industry. So at TBS, including also in my program, we are connected to a high number of companies. So this could be working with them on real use cases. It could be having them coming to give seminars. So we try to be as practical as possible. And when it comes to data analytics and AI, which is my field, obviously it's even more important to put your hands in the engine of the car to see how data and AI work.
Adi, how would you describe your daily life as a student at TBS Education?
Yes, well, to be honest, I do have like 2 days school and 3 days work kind of program. Most of my weeks are based on that. I'm at the company for 3 days and at school for 2 days. And I do have lectures. Most of the times I'm hands-on giving presentations about some topics. Maybe it's marketing or maybe something related to business development. And most of the time it's really interesting because we have a lot of experts coming in to give us a presentation about the industry. And that makes us really clear about giving us a bigger picture on what is it like, to work in this kind of an industry. And I'm really grateful to our professors. Like they give us a lot of good assignments, which makes us feel that it's giving into a brighter side of our career. Like it really helps a lot. And I do feel that sometimes even like we have like business games and we have consulting missions, which puts us a lot of involvement with the company as well as with the things we learn in school. And I think it goes really well for me.
As you work and you're a student at the same time, maybe you can see how it can help you in your professional life, what you learn, you can see concretely how it changed the way you're doing your job.
Definitely, I do think it really goes hand in hand because what I learn in school and what I do at work, like it really helps me to build my slow career path, I would say. Like, for example, like the things what I give presentations in school, when I do it at the company, they're really happy with me. And they do tell that, yeah, these skills are really important for coming future.
Chris, now that you are an alumni, how do you think that what you learned in class is helpful for you in your professional life?
Yeah, of course, because TBS TBS Education is a very international environment, and as an international profile, I work in Paris, and it's a very, very international environment again. So all those international experiences, how to do interpersonal communication, cross-functioning department collaboration, is very useful for my nowadays day-to-day work. And I work in Paris as a communication manager.
Let's talk now about the admission process, and if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask them directly on the different chat sections that you have on social networks. Kevin, can you describe what is for you the perfect candidate for TBS Education?
First of all, is it for the main program, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for the main program, so students must have a bachelor of 3 years, which is, at least 3 years. Sometimes bachelor programs take up to 4 years. So it's preferable to have a bachelor in business, but it's not a necessity. So at least to have some preliminary knowledge and in management and in business. When it comes to big data, data analytics, and AI, it's a bit of a different story because we try to train hybrid profiles that are quite balanced in terms of tech and business. So we do actually recruit people with engineering backgrounds. We do take people who have worked somehow with IT, who has some knowledge in statistics, in mathematics. And actually we use diversity as a strength to actually build up this hybrid DNA that we're trying to build with students. So it's slightly different when it comes to data analytics and AI because of the specificity of the jobs and the profiles that are actually looked at on the job market.
Jessica, what are the different steps to apply and the deadline? How does it work?
Yes, so with the application process at TBS Education, we're very agile. It's a 15-day process. It's a rolling process, which means that we accept applications all year round. Students have to go online. They have to register on our platform. They're going to build up their profile, answering some basic questions, giving their CV, their cover letter, letters of recommendations, transcripts, proof of extracurricular activities. This file is then reviewed by the administrative department, and the pre-selected candidates will move on to the interview process. The interview process is a online interactive portal, which allows us to listen for language skills. The questions are random. Sometimes they're linked to the industry or the MSc sector, such was the case with big data. And then based on this, this video interview will turn within the school. So professors are involved, administrative staff are involved, and the students receive a grade on the video. At the very end, depending on how they performed through the two-step process, they will receive their admissions letter and they'll move forward. And again, it's a 15-day process.
What are the key elements that you're looking for in the different application profile? Do you want students with the best grades? Do you want them to have already pre-existing professional experiences? What are you exactly looking at in the different application forms?
I think we look at a good balance between academic excellence, of course, but it's not the only thing we would look at. We are also very much interested in the projects and the potential of the students. And also something we didn't mention before, one of the things we have been doing for the past 2 years is that TBS Education became a business for good. So we are trying to change and to modify all our programs so that our students can become managers involved in, let's say, a more sustainable models and have the possibility to really act, to have a positive impact. So it's also something that we would be careful and pay attention to when students are applying. And then I think the key word would be yourself, because of course we look at people who are authentic, and we are more than happy to support them and help them to find really their own way of making an impact in the future.
Adi, how did your application process go? How do you remember it?
Well, like I told you, I really applied I was looking for different colleges, and then when I got an answer from TBS, like Jessica mentioned, it was a 15-day process. I gave a video interview, I gave my resume and stuff, and then I was accepted. And then after that, it was really smooth. Like it wasn't a hustle. It was really easy, and I felt that it was like perfect for my match, and I just went for it. Like it didn't really take a lot of time. It was really hassle-free, I would say.
One accepted there are many administrative steps to get to France with the visa procedure, to find a housing. How was it for you? Did you receive some help from the school?
I'm really grateful to TBS for that, especially the international team. Pre-departure, I was given every instruction about the housing and the visa procedure, and even Campus France helped me a lot in Bangalore. Well, we did have like proper sessions regarding each and every step, coming into France, and even we have something called as Campus on TBS, which gives clear indications about everything. Like you have agencies listed on our portal, like there are visa things which is like clearly mentioned, and maybe regarding the insurance, regarding CAF, regarding everything. It was very clear, and I'm really glad that it was like I was helped in every other step. Like even I remember like I would just write a mail about something and I would get a really quick response from the team, and I'm really glad that it turned out really well.
Jessica, that's something really interesting and really important. At TBS, you want to help the students as much as possible.
Definitely. Well-being, the student well-being is really also at the heart of TBS. So the International Student Office, we try to just make easier the move to France. I understand personally what it means to be an international student abroad. We start with a process of pre-arrival webinars. So we have a pre-arrival webinars that take place once a month. Then we have our peak seasons where in July we'll have 1 week. We'll invite our partners located in France. They will speak to the students directly, answer questions about banking. As Adi mentioned, answer questions about CAF, answer questions about housing. Once the students arrive to France, they go through an online enrollment process where they can have their ID card, where TBS gives them extra documentation to help facilitate the administrative process here in France. We also have the welcome days, so we really welcome the students over almost a 2-week period. There are cultural visits, there are company visits. There's a meeting with the direction, meeting with the program administrators. We also try to facilitate team building within the international student community and let them get to know one another as well as the international team.
And Anne, you also offer extracurricular activities at TBS. How does it work? What can students do?
Of course, we have a very vibrant student life in the school, a lot of student association and of extracurricular activities. So it can really be like sports activities. Some of our students are, of course, I say of course, because Toulouse is a very big city for rugby. And so, of course, it's possible to do that, but also many other sports. We have a great junior entreprise, like a small consulting firm that is managed by the students, and they had a lot of recognitions and awards. We have associations taking care of humanitarian programs, and also arts and culture, like le Trophée des Arts. So we have really a lot of different events, and sometimes the difficulty is not to find an event, it's just to choose, between like, okay, am I going to go to this place or to that? And we have also a student association devoted that we call the welcome team, devoted to the welcoming, some of the welcoming activities that Jessica mentioned before. And also we have, one of the things we are very keen on is to really be at the heart of very vibrant cities like Toulouse, Barcelona, Paris, Casablanca. It's cities that are really living and are, I think, you will tell us what you think, but very nice places for students, because you can also do a lot of other stuff than what the school is offering. And we really wanted to be in the centers of these towns so that it's easy to go around and to go to places, go to the movies, go to the sports, and so on and so forth.
Chris, how would you describe your student experience at TBS? How was it for you?
Well, awesome. First of all, because I love Toulouse, the city, because I studied in Toulouse campus, and also I did the semester change in Barcelona. It's just an incredible memories, because we can do a lot of extracurricular over there. There's Spanish culture to explore, and that was the first time I've been in Spain as an Asian. So again, international experience is the most significant points of TBS, I would say. And also I I'm very thankful for international office Jessica, because I remember when I found my job and she helped me through the Passport Talent application. And during this study time, Kevin's class is always full, and you have to be there early to get the shotgun, to be in the rock zone, because Kevin's education is just very inspiring. And as a communication student, Kevin's teaching in big data, so I learned a lot of different function in different departments, such as Tableau. We use that, and also some other big data knowledges that helped me a lot during my work in Paris, honestly. So I would say student life in TBS is really diverse, and also it's very international, and is very fruitful.
It's important to have now some student experience, but it's also important to have now some professional experience while studying. Kevin, you talked earlier about internship. Can you describe a little bit what is the idea behind that? How many internships is it possible to do? Are they paid? How does it work concretely?
Yeah, so first of all, there's kind of two different paths, which is some of the programs are full-time, and others are part-time with apprenticeship. So apprenticeship is actually being paid to complete your studies, and you study and work at the same time according to a given frequency. For the internship track, so the program is full-time. So it's actually mandatory in the main program to do an internship at the end of every year, but it's also possible to do a gap year during which you can do 2 times 6-month internships. Okay, when it comes to Master of Science programs, the internship is actually not mandatory, but it's highly recommended for a number of reasons, because it's your gateway to the job market. This is when you're building up your skills. This is when you are building your professional network. Obviously, if you're doing a good job for your internship, there is a high chance to be hired by the company at the end of your internship. And we'd actually have a dedicated department at TBS Education to help students find the internship, but also get the internship process done. It's a bit of a formal process. We have a very dedicated team that is there only to help students get the internship contracts. So, and it's also important to know that in France, for internships that are more than 3 months, internships are actually being paid in French, which is not the case in all countries.
You also have career services, and to help the students, how does it work? What do you offer concretely to students to help them professionals?
So the Career Services Department is organizing a lot of events for the students. So like career fairs where companies are coming to Toulouse or Paris or Barcelona. So some of them are presential, some of them are online, so that you can have like various types of opportunities. These services organize also a lot of events with our alumni, because we have more than 50,000 alumni all around the world in most of the sectors you might wish to join. So also it's nice to it's nice and useful, I think, to meet the alumni, so that you can have real feedback about the career and the path you plan to join, and also to get some opportunities to meet people for your internship or your apprenticeship, if that's what you would like. There are also like coaching sessions to help the students really finalize their resume and so on and so forth. And also, of course, as Kevin mentioned before, let's say practical help for like the contractual side of internships or of apprenticeship. So I think it's a very complete panel of services. And of course, we have a lot of companies or of international companies that are partners with the school. So a lot of opportunities of people coming to teach for a few hours in the specialization, or for which we do case studies. So a lot of opportunities, I think, for students to find their way, and also to meet professional people that will help them build their own career path.
Maybe, Chris, you can tell us a little bit about internships you had the opportunity to do at TBS Education. What internship did you do?
I work in a local law firm as marketing specialist because I got my law degree in Taiwan. And the way I found it is actually, well, opportunities won't fall from the sky. So you have to put yourself out there. For instance, on LinkedIn, which I would say is the most used work job-related platform in France, or on other job searching platforms. And also, you need to be active. And the most important thing is stay positive after you submit the application. And the way I got it is I contact the CEO directly from the information that I gained from Alumni. So maintain a good profile and good connection with the alumni, and also put yourself out there. Be active is very relevant to getting the internship and a job as well.
And for the job part, how did it go for you after graduating? Did you find it early, really quickly? How was it for you?
The actual job, like CDI.
Job.
Okay.
Yes.
I got it before I received before I attend the graduation ceremony, basically. So it was right after I finished my thesis. And well, I would say, I guess the question is, how is it been working in France, right? Like as a CDI. Well, I've worked in different industries from legal, crypto to SaaS technology as communication manager. I would say working environment is very, very, very dynamic in France. Working here as international profile is rather easy and comfortable. Of course, there's some cultural differences, but that's the beauty of being an international profile and being in an international environment. Different perspectives for me forms different ideas, and that's how we learn from each other. And France in general is a very, very open-minded, inclusive country. I think France really practice we are all humans and we are all equal. So it's possible for anything. And don't be afraid to dream big, because it's never too big.
And what are the different opportunities for students after the program? There are, you said earlier, plenty of specialization. So I imagine that it's plenty of opportunities for them.
Yes, of course. I mean, some of our students are dedicated to finance, for example. We had students that won the French final of the CFA program, so showing that even before their graduation, they have really qualities to become future financial analysts and equity managers. A lot of students are also willing to join marketing companies. Or also consulting firms. So I think there are lots of various opportunities, and I would say, sometimes people ask, so is your school specialized in something? Some schools like to say we are like the School of Finance, or we are the School of Marketing, and I would say that we are proud to be a school preparing the students in a very serious way to become good managers, to become people who are going to make a difference in any specialization they might choose. And I think we have a good diversity example here. So of course, not everyone wants to do an international career. Not everyone wants to join big companies. Some of our students are also creating startups, because we have also an incubator. So it's possible also to create your own job. And I'm always so surprised to see how many different things our students are doing, and our alumni also. But I think the important thing is really to find your way, and I think we are really creating an environment that is inclusive and that helps the students to find their own way and to really be the persons they want to become. And I think it's really the important thing in being a school, is like to help people to discover what they like really, and help them build on the skills that will be helpful for them in the future.
And in terms of salaries, Kevin, how are TBS Education alumni?
Yeah, salary is it's a big question. First of all, TBS Education being a very prestigious institution, being in the top 10 business schools, it's highly recognized in the industry. So the first thing I would like to say is that if you have a TBS diploma in your pocket, you have very, very high chances to get a very good job and to really take off on an exciting career path. Then salary depends on the country, salary depends on the city, salary also depends on the company. So if I may give some overall average, you could probably expect between 35K to 40K per year. If you target, for example, a large consulting firms, if you target a large IT consulting company, if you're targeting a company like Airbus, like Danone, and there's a whole lot of other very well recognized companies. So it depends also on the industry. If you're working in the finance sector, it's also a different story. If you're working, for example, in finance in a place like Hong Kong, like London, obviously your salary could be 3 times or 4 times more than the number that I gave. So I think we have to be a little careful when we take these numbers, because it really depends on a lot of parameters. But for sure, with the TBS Education Diploma in hand, this is definitely a green light for a very exciting professional life.
Jessica, workplace is quite different, really different from the school place. How do you prepare your students for the life after graduating?
Yeah, so TBS Education, we really have a life cycle approach when it comes to the student community. We prepare students for graduation the first day of school. And by that, I mean we put them in communities, we foster this peer-to-peer relationship. We're already starting to build connections between students to facilitate the alumni network after graduation. We have an alumni here, Chris. She mentioned that she found her CDI, so her full-time job contract, through an alumni connection. She also spoke about the talent passport. So the International Student Office facilitates the administrative paperwork to allow students to extend their visa to search for a job while in France and eventually have a full-term job contract. So yes, really fostering the student community is how we prepare students for life after graduation. There are, of course, the alumni who have the events on the website, and students can go to these different events. We have 63 chapters worldwide. So yeah, it's really about knowing where to go, and as Anne said, choosing which event you wish to attend tonight.
And what would be your advice for the people watching us today and who plan to come to France to study at TBS Education? What would you like to tell them today?
To study at TBS Education, give some thought about what you want to do. What have you done? What do you enjoy doing? Is there a way that TBS can facilitate your personal pathway, your career ambitions? And if so, give us a call. We have webinars, we have now automated chats, we have Zoom, one-to-one Zoom meetings with our students. Really, everything is out there for you. You just have to go to tbs-education.com.
Thanks a lot, Anne, Jessica, Kevin, Adi, and Chris for having been with us today. Thanks to you, and thanks to you for having watched us. If you still have questions about TBS Education, that you want to know more about the school or different programs, or maybe if you want to begin your application form, you can go and visit the website that you just mentioned at the moment. Thank you for having watched us, and see you soon on Campus France Live.